Hello, hello, and welcome. Uh, all right, I got one viewer in the chat. Just testing some settings here. Hello, viewer. Wait for maybe two more people to come in before we start building. Let me know if you can hear me, if everything sounds all right. We'll wait for the chat to kind of see if anybody pops in. Starting an hour late on a stream that already has less followers watching than my Saturday stream. So I'm not super optimistic about like a full crew, but I like to get a few voices in there before we start going. So we'll see. We'll give a minute. Let myself burp for a second there. Shouldn't have any audio for that though. And of course, there'll be people that will be watching this on YouTube later, so I don't want to take too much time before I start going in. But I'd like to get a couple people into the chat before we get going with our stream. Because damn it, I'm going to stream tonight. Had a big problem. This is 9 p.m. Eastern right now, not 8 p.m. I was going to do 8 to 9:30, but got home, turned my laptop on. Big old update that I had to install. Now that update shouldn't have taken 46 minutes, but you know what? It sure did. So I'm hoping a couple more people come to chat before we start building, because I'm going to be talking to nobody. So if there's right now I am the chat right now, so I'm talking to no one. So I'm going to pop over back to Twitter, see if anybody's around, because I really wanted to do 2 streams this week, but I definitely don't want to do a stream for nobody, because that would be a real bummer. As it is, I'm going to go on Saturday. I'm planning on going to FlameCon, and I don't want to do. I'm going to run back from that so that I can be here at 8 o'clock to do this stream. But okay, we'll see if we get any viewers, because we're getting close to finishing our Deathscythe. I'm going to jump over here to the main here, and as you can see, look at this Deathscythe. Look at it. Look at it. I'm going to put it over here. Look at him. Look at his big head and his legs. That one of his legs wants to pop out, y'all. Hello, Rickcon95. Welcome. I am showing off my Gundam Deathscythe that is standing. Legs are complete. Arms are complete. The hands are not there. Didn't put the hands on. The head is there. So it is mostly complete. We're going to be working on the active cloak. That's what's next. I'm going to give one more quick shout out on Twitter. See if I can get a few more bodies in the space before I continue the build. So we'll see if anybody is around. I just got an email that I don't care about, so that's fun. Let me send out a message on Twitter and see if I can get a few butts in seats and see if we can get going here. Join us. And if not, we'll do it just to do it, right? Do it for a small little crew of watching. Do it for people that are going to watch on YouTube later, and we'll just get into it. But no big deal. That's part of doing these streams. Like I said, wish I could have done this at 8 p.m. Eastern instead of 9 p.m. Eastern, but my laptop decided it really needed to push that update and would not let me decline it, which is, fun. Okay, so let's look at this here. We've got our Deathscythe. I'm going to put him aside. His leg is being weird. I'm going to put him over there. All right, we are working on the active cloak. The active cloak. That's his shielding, his wings, whatever you want to call it. All this stuff should go together. We have very few sheets left, so this should be a pretty fast. No matter what, I'm not going to start my next build, but I'll announce what it is at the end of the stream. I'm going to stream until 10 p.m. probably. But right now, I'm just working on the cloak on my Gundam Deathscythe, and then I have another project that I will be working on next that we'll do a lot of on Saturday. So right now, we're just doing that. Thanks for everybody who's here in the chat. Once again, I apologize for the late start. Certainly not my intention. I just got ahead of me. You know what? It is, I will say, 99% my own fault. I could have turned my laptop on between Saturday and today. I didn't turn it on, so I could have taken that update earlier, but I didn't because I didn't think I'd need to, and I paid the price. I paid the price of not doing it when I should have. All right, so we were looking for G. Once again, we are going to finish up our Deathscythe today, most likely. I don't expect us to not finish it up. While I quickly look for the parts I need to finish this. G1, great. Hello, chat. Let me know if anyone's doing any building tonight. I love that when you all pop in and let me know. So yeah, if anyone's doing any building of any kind, making anything today, doing any painting, doing anything like that, let me know how you're doing and what you're doing. Because a thing I found out through talking to some folks that have been watching, and again, thank you for watching, is that I often have followers who are kind of just zoning out and chilled out and relaxing. That this stream is apparently relaxing for folks. And that's awesome to hear. I love hearing that. I'm very happy about that. But what it means is that we have a kind of a quiet chat. Chat doesn't really get up into anything. You guys are just, and girls and non-conforming types are just hanging out, which is awesome. Because I love that. I love that you all are relaxing. Whoa, we got to follow. What's going on? What's happened? Somebody just followed. Mega Crane is now following. Thank you, Mega Crane. Thank you for following. I appreciate it. Always appreciate that. That's always nice. Yeah, so I said it seems like a lot of you just kind of chill out and relax and enjoy the stream, and I think that's great. But it means that the chat is pretty quiet often, and that's fine. But since I'm doing these streams, for a bit, it does get a little bit of I run out of things I want to say sometimes, because it's just me talking for an hour to an hour and a half. And tonight will just be an hour. I will be going until 10 p.m. and then I have to race down and over to Chelsea, New York, because I am hosting our improv show Cage Match, and so I have to get there to do my hosting duties. Oh, got another follower. Ua2 is now following. Thank you, Ua2 or Ua2. Ua2. I don't know how to say your name. Internet speak's not my thing. Whoa, Stu Blog, you're working on something. I'm gonna click this link, man. Don't send me a bad link. I'm clicking on it. Oh, okay. The GM Sniper 2. All right. Oh man, I love that. Oh, that rifle. That sniper rifle is great. Oh, that is a good looking mecha you got right there. Yeah, speaking of shows, mentioned that I have tonight I'm hosting a show. Cage Match is an improv competition where we have fake comedy wrestling as kind of like the through line of the show as the hosts and the kind of banter bits. And then tomorrow at midnight at UCB Chelsea, we have Revengeance, which is like the same way the WWE has, and all wrestling companies have their big pay-per-view network shows. We have one, IPP, whatever. We have one. It's a live show. We do it 3 times a year. This one's called Revengeance, which we've been calling a show Revengeance, I think, for 8 years. Before there was a video game with the name Revengeance in it, we had a show called Revengeance. So I'm not saying any claims. I'm not claiming anything. I'm just saying we didn't copy a video game. We came up with that name ourselves, and it's a stupid name that we take pride in. Anyway, so we got a wrestling show tomorrow with real wrestlers there. I say that because it still doesn't make any sense. So WWE superstar Dolph Ziggler has been making appearances at Revengeance because a lot of wrestlers are in town for SummerSlam in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center. So because he's in town, he likes to stop in and do our comedy show. So Dolph Ziggler's going to be there. I'm not going to say what he's going to do. I'm just going to tell you, the past 2 years, he showed up and then super kicked our champion. And it's always been out of nowhere. And he's not supposed to kick our favorite person. Oh, we got here. Manuel Magana. Manuel Magana, thank you for joining. Thank you for following. Welcome. So anyway, hopefully this year, Dolph is just going to be nice and isn't going to like attack anyone. That's all we can hope for. I have high hopes that he's just going to come and hang out. And also, real independent wrestler by the name of Orange Cassidy. He works out of Chikara and Beyond and many other wrestling leagues in the United States. He will be there. He's taking on our champion, Bloody Mary. She is the UCBW Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion of the world. And he got himself a title shot because he's a big old wrestle man. And he got himself a title shot. That's our main event. It's a good, dumb, stupid time. I encourage people, if they're in the New York area, come see that. Hey, people are watching from all over the place. I understand that. But if you are a New Yorker, or if you're going to be in New York on Saturday, you should, or Sunday, Saturday or Sunday, go to Brooklyn. Go to FlameCon. Go to flamecon.org. I am not affiliated with FlameCon other than being a big fan of it, a huge fan of the convention. I am not, but like I said, I am not affiliated with them in any way, shape, or form. I am merely a fan. But the cool thing about FlameCon is that it is a queer-focused comic book convention and comic convention. The tables are full of queer creators. The vibe is so nice and friendly and supportive. I always make it a point to go there. I can't wait to go there and buy some stuff and spend way too much. I'm going to spend so much money. Kevin Wada, who's one of my favorite artists and cover artists for comic books, is going to be there. And I already saw some of his prints, and I'm going to spend all my money. I'm going to buy so much stuff from Kevin. It's not even funny. There's a lot of great artists that come through. And nice surprises. Sometimes people I don't know anything about. I have a wall that I created of art pieces that I've bought at New York Comic Con and FlameCon and various other conventions. The theme is Fun Batman. I realized I had 3 or 4 pieces that worked for that, and I just started building more and more and buying more and more. And so now I have like 6 pieces. So anytime I'm at a convention, I always look for something that fits in the category of Fun Batman. And I always seem to find something. So I'll be on the lookout for that this weekend. So yeah, if you're in the New York area, I highly recommend the greater New York area going to FlameCon. Or you know what? Just support your local convention. There are resources out there to look for conventions in your area. You can just, a lot of times just use Google. But if it's wherever you're at, I mean, obviously there are places in this country where if you want to go to a convention of any kind, you have to travel quite a bit. And I understand that. I'm not trying to say that that's not the way things are. But if you can, and you can get out there and you can go to a convention and especially support local, that would be awesome. And I really hope you could do that. So those of you just joining, because we got a few more people popping in to the stream, we are building the Gundam Deathscythe Hell custom. The legs this one leg does not want to stay on. I don't know why. I'm not going to glue it on, but I've been trying to be more careful with it. And because the leg wants to pop on and off, it causes some of the pieces around the skirt of it to pop off, which is annoying. Anyway, we're working on the active cloak. That's all of these pieces that go around the Deathscythe as their wings/shield. So we're pulling pieces out now to get ready for that. Like I said, we're just getting ready to put some pieces in places. We're working on a sheet we never used before because that's just for the shielding. So I'm being a little slow as I do the first one. Super glue, yeah. Yeah, a little bit of super glue or a little bit. That would be helpful, Danny. Thank you. Yeah, it just doesn't want to stay in place, and it'll be easy enough. Once it's all together, it'll the wings will actually kind of hold it all together a little bit. Not super well, but it'll do some. So yeah, we got a late start tonight. For those who just joined, I apologize again for that. Some of that could have been avoided if I had turned my laptop on like a day ago. I would have gotten the update then, but I didn't. So we're just doing it 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. I'll be back on Saturday. I'm going to come back from FlameCon, get some dinner, and then do some streaming on Saturday. And Saturday, we're going to start our next project. And you know what? I'm going to tell you what it is now because I'm very excited about it. Let me go to this shot here. All right, I'm reaching over. I'm picking it up. And I'm going to show you what we're going to start on Saturday. Oh, look, it's the Ghostbusters. Oh, it's going to be a short Lego build because this should not take too long. But I saw it and I wanted it and I want to build it. And right now we're at the point of Build with Baer Workshop where I just make things that I want to make. And also, I want a Kate McKinnon minifig. I deserve a Kate McKinnon minifig. Kate is an actual wonderful person I know. It's not actual that she's so nice and so cool that I just love the idea of having a minifig of her and all the other ladies. Obviously, I'm not trying to like just say, oh, I only wanted the Kate figure, but like Kate rules. Like she rules in the movie and she rules as a person. I'm very excited to have an action figure of her that next time I see her, I can be like, I got your minifig, and then I put you in the vehicle, and it's cool. So that's the next build. I'm very excited about it. That's going to start on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and that should be a pretty quick build. So next week, we'll make some sort of purchase towards my next build. That's a great little segue to say, those of you watching right there on Twitch, underneath this is the link to my donation page. You are under no obligation, no hard feelings, no bad words about it if you can't throw me a bone or two. All money that goes into that donation will go directly to buying stuff that I'll build on stream. But as I said, never, ever, ever going to be under an obligation to purchase anything, to give me any money, because, I have a job. And if I'm putting a good percentage of my paycheck into this, it's better than other dumb shit. I've now bought 2 Gundam that I wanted, and I bought a Lego kit that I wanted, and I'm very excited about having all those things. So I'm not stressing about anything when it comes to the builds that I've been doing. All right, so that goes in like this. This is like I don't know, these little pieces here. These pieces are going to connect our wings to the frame, I believe. But they're just weird. They're just weird. I dropped a piece. That's annoying. Okay, we'll move on. Do a quick, see if I can find it. Can I find it? No, I can't. Okay. Don't worry about it. I will find it. I'm not going to be ready to put this all together for a few minutes anyway, so I can continue the build. But yeah, so our next build is going to be that Lego kit. I'm excited to work with Lego. It's honestly been a very long time since I did any Lego building, and I'm very excited to do it. I think it's going to be really fun, and yeah, I don't have anything like crazy to say about it. I just haven't done a Lego build in a long time, so I'm excited to do a Ghostbusters build. Yeah, that's about it as far as that goes. I just wanted to say it on the stream because I got it the other day, and I was like, I can't wait to talk about this on stream and show people. All right, so we're doing some more here. So as I said, I dropped a piece on the floor, and that requires me to go get it. I don't want to do that right now. We're building. Okay. So that's that page. All right. Okay. All right. So it looks like I'm building some wing components. 11.5 was what I just made. All right. So let's do, it's 11.7, all right. Got a little quiet there, I apologize. I don't know what I'm doing with this particular part of the build, so that does cause me to pause as I look for the pieces I need and look at all of these wing pieces. Pieces of wing. I can't believe I'm finally doing pieces of wing. It's crazy. K3. All right, so yeah. So is anybody building anything in the chat? Anybody have anything they're working on? Let me know. I love hearing about that. If anyone's doing anything going on in the chat room, let me know so I can give you a shout out. If you're making any builds of any sort, let me know. And then I7. Okay, I7. This. All right. Moving along pretty well here, folks. Okay. No, nothing going on there. All right. Let's see. Anything I wanted to say? Give you my anime update. The anime that you should be watching, as I've said before, and I am going to be a broken record about probably, is the anime you should be watching is New Game. The second season of New Game has started. So the first season is called New Game! The second season is called New Game! 2! It is not called New Game Plus. There are so many people are so mad about that they didn't name it New Game Plus, and I think that's hilarious that people are so upset that they didn't name it that. But they didn't. They didn't give it that name. Should have they given it New Game Plus as a name? Yes, but they didn't. Anyway, excuse me. Sorry. So yeah, so New Game. I fully endorse it. It is a series about a company making video games. The first season's about one game. The second season's about another game. And it takes like the trials and tribulations of being a company and making a game and making a game product. So it's like this company, and it's through the eyes of a young lady who is starting on her first day right out of high school. She got a job doing it. So it's like you see the show through her eyes, which is really cool. All right, so I don't know how this works. Yeah, so it's just like a very cool show that I highly recommend people check out. It's on Crunchyroll. Danny, what's going on there? Oh. Yes. Yeah, one of the cutest parts of the show is the character who has Oba has a sleeping bag that you can like wear as like a kurumi almost, and it's like, and then your head's like poking out of it, but it's a sleeping bag, Baer. And then later in season 2, that character shows up, or someone like drawing that Baer character is in the show and sings a song that's just like about the Kuma bear being a scary bear, and it's very cute. All right, so the piece that I dropped, I need. So I don't know how I'm going to do that right now. What? Okay, well, chat, you should click this link to a Crunchyroll article about the sleeping bag bear. Of course they're selling it because it's adorable, but also if you click on it, you can see what it looks like. It's not, the real one is not as cute because it's not just your head poking out. It's like a hood. It's not as cute, but it is super cute. Anyway, the whole show is cute. It's adorable. Hifume is my favorite. She's like a socially awkward girl that's trying really hard. She's got a really cool episode in season 2 that I was really excited to see. I mean, even Yoon, like the character, I don't give a shit about. Like, I don't care about Yoon at all. She actually has a cool thing in season 2 that I was like kind of into. But yeah, I don't think Yoon sucks. But like, I don't give a shit about Yoon. That's always the way I think in those kind of shows. There's always a character that you're just like, whatever, because it's like an ensemble cast. Anyway, I'm going to put up this image for a second while I look for that piece that I dropped and see if I can find it real quick. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back. So I couldn't find it because I didn't look that hard, but I will look for it later. So what we're going to do is we're missing a little piece that looks right like that goes on the other side. So we're going to skip that step. We'll come back to it. We'll go ahead and finish kind of what we were going to do. This will be like the back of our Deathscythe will go on the back there. So, and the wings will fold out there. We are going to move on from that. We'll pretend we'll get to it later. That's what I'm saying, is that we will get to it later. So we're going to finish off a little piece that goes with it, an accessory, and then we'll just keep going. Believe me, I don't want to skip a step, but I also don't want to pause the stream while I look on the floor for things. That's like also not what I want to do right now. So we aren't going to do that. Squeeze in here. And we'll just keep building. We're going to put our wings together. We're going to finish putting the wings together. I11, I10, and I9. This is I11. Yeah, so New Game is my big, really like it show of the season. I've already talked about, I believe I've already talked about the other show that I'm watching, like right as it airs, that I'm pretty into, which is In Another World with My Cell Phone. I like it. I don't love it. It's just a straight dude wish fulfillment show, but like they're playing with tropes a little bit in subtle ways that I kind of like. They're not really playing with tropes. They're just being obvious about tropes. Although there was a spoiler alert, this episode there was a big old dragon, and it was satisfying. They had to fight a big dragon, and it was like satisfying just to see it happen. But mostly it was like more like the girls like him, and he's not aware. And so like I don't know, it was all right. Made in Abyss. Danny Bicky, you're not spamming at all. I don't know that show. I haven't heard of Made in Abyss, but I will take your word for it, and I will investigate. And then Restaurant in Another World is just, don't watch that if you haven't eaten in a while, because it's like really like a really good show that makes me very hungry. So like I said, don't watch that show on an empty stomach, because it's really great. Like, it's a really great show to watch and eat. Anime. It's an Anime Strike show. Okay, I will investigate. Thank you for letting me know. I like getting recommendations about shows. Okay, so I just put together this little piece that will go on our wings once our wings are ready to be assembled, which they're not because I dropped a piece. So the back wings are not ready to be assembled, but we'll keep moving along as if they were ready, and we'll do all the other pieces. And then I guess I won't put all of it together until Saturday when I can find the piece that I dropped, which I'm sure I'll find as soon as I move my chair. I'll just find that piece. The nice thing about Lego is I'm not going to be snapping anything. I will just have a box with a bunch of Legos in them, and then pull the Legos out. I'm looking forward to that, and using that instead of what I've been doing lately, which is snapping pieces and have them fall when I snap them off, because that's getting old. All right, so I'm going to take all these pieces aside because we're not ready to work on that. So back assembly won't happen. We'll do back assembly at the very beginning of our next stream, and we will just work on other things that we need to do, and we'll finish everything we can in the next half hour or so. And then, is there any other anime I'm watching? Well, I mean, My Hero Academia speaks for itself. It's the best, and I don't have to tell you that it's great. You should know. I think that's a show that, like, I've honestly recommended it, the first season, to people that like superhero stuff but don't think they like anime, or they haven't watched a lot of anime. I've been recommending that show to folks like that because I think it just has so much heart, and the beginning has a lot of comedy in it. There's still comedy in this season, don't get me wrong. But I think it's a cool place to start for people that are like, oh, I don't know what to watch. I don't like, it's not my, I don't know. What should I be checking out? I'd be like, okay, that's a pretty good show to start with. I haven't been watching Boruto. I know there are people that are really into it, but God, did I have to take a break from watching Naruto shows. Like, I need a break from that series. There's so many episodes, and I watched them all, that I really felt like I deserved a break. So I'll probably catch that show once it's like on hiatus. I'll go through and binge on all of it right before it comes back or something like that. There's a couple characters in this new show. For those who don't know, so Naruto ended, and then they time dashed into the future, and this is a show about his son and various characters' children. Lots of characters from the show. Surprisingly, all boned and had kids. And those kids, and they all boned around the same time. That's the thing that nobody talks about. Is that they all, like, I guess, finished up the war, saved their world, and then paired off and boned, because then they all have kids around the same age. And I know I just said boned a whole lot, but, like, there's no better, like, word for it. They all had kids, like, right at the same time. So they all slept with each other around at the same time. That's how it works, right? I mean, I assume. So yeah, it's a bone conspiracy. You're right, Retcon. It's just like, okay, all right, anime. I know you want to tell your story, but so yeah, I'm not watching that right now. I probably will. I assume that I will soon. Okay. Look at that wing. I finished the wing, and it's got this flap thing that he does, which immediately broke, which is fun. That's awesome. There. So it's got a little wing thing, and it hides in there. Cool. All right, finish one of those. That aside, we'll go work on the other one. So we finished that. It's on there. That's cool. All right, so then that's a K1. Okay. Tinier wings. Yeah, so that's kind of the anime stuff I've been watching. I haven't been watching anything else. I gave up on a couple things where I was like, Knights and Magic seems interesting. I just haven't kept up, and I haven't forced myself to keep up. keep up, I should say. That I think that happens every season. There's like something that just like you stop watching. Last season it was Himiko Note. Himiko Note I thought was fun, but got a little stale. It's like a little girl, no, a young lady enters. She goes away to high school to join their theater crew. Because she saw the theater crew perform, and she's horribly afraid of things, and thought that if she joined the crew, then she'd get over her stage fright, which is admirable. And then comedy, I guess, ensues when that doesn't work out. But I don't know for sure because, like I said, I stopped watching Himiko Note. And I'll probably pick it up someday. It's in my queue. And so someday I'll probably get bored enough to want to watch it. But right now, I'm not watching it. But yeah, I'll probably check that out at some point. It'll come on something that I want to watch, and I will. I'll go back to it. That's usually the way things work. I leave things in queue for a long time sometimes, and then I'll go back to it. Like I said, who knows? Maybe it gets great, but Knights and Magic, I was just like, I'm watching too many shows about a dude who like travels to a parallel world and is awesome. That's like become such a trope. And I'm just kind of like a little tired of that trope. All right, so I'm not going to snap this together all the way because this part of the wing is supposed to attach to like the back part here, and then it can bend. So I'm just kind of placing it there, but I'm not going to snap it in all the way in place because it would need to attach. So I'm going to push that to the side, and we'll do the same thing with the other side of the wings. And maybe we'll give one more attempt for me to find that piece that I can't find. And if I can't find it, that's fine. I'll show you what I've got, all right, so L1, this is L1. Great. You Lie in April. Oh, that is really good. You're right. Yeah. Yeah, there's been a few shows, like I said. There's a couple things I'm really into. New Game is the one that it's just like a comedy show, but and it's like a slice of life, but instead of being about school, it is about a workplace. So it's a workplace thing. If you ever watched the show Working, which also has a problem of too many names, it is similar. I think Working is more of a wacky show than this one is. But I think it's very good. All right, so what page am I looking for? I'm looking for K4. What that is. You guys get to hear me read things. The thrilling part of any good stream is when I'm just reading things and looking at pages. So we're still working on the active cloak. We'll get going on there. And Danny and Vicky, you wrote, speaking of being sick. Oh, that was reference to You Lie in April. Okay, that's what you were saying. All right. I didn't understand what was happening. You were like, speaking of being sick, and I was like, what's happening? But yeah, being sick is a great time to catch up on anything that you thought you would binge, but you haven't been binging. And any type of media is a very good time for that, is when you are feeling under the weather. All right, so then I need that like that, that like that, and I need L2-3, just this big piece here. Yeah. trying to think if there's any other anime that I'm watching. So I got this period where I started watching anime clips on YouTube, and now that is most of my recommendations are anime clips. Like sometimes I find out a show has a new episode because I see a clip that I'm like, wait, I don't know that scene. So I get a lot of recommendations of clips, and so occasionally I'll find something that I go back and then watch because I've trained YouTube to think I want to watch anime clips and that I want to watch Hearthstone videos and PUBG videos. But the real secret is, guys, the real trick, guys and girls and non-conforming types, is I don't want to watch everyone's Hearthstone videos or everyone's PlayerUnknown's Battleground videos. I just want to watch the ones I watch. And I don't want them to tell me about other ones. I'm very particular about that. Like, I follow 2 people that make videos about Hearthstone every day. 2 people do it. Kriparian, Crip, and Firebat. Firebat makes like a 10-minute video every day. Kriparian makes 2 videos. One is usually around 10 minutes. One is usually like around half an hour. They both stream consistently Hearthstone. And then they make videos about it. And that's great. And I like their videos. But I don't care about anybody else who makes videos about Hearthstone. I only care about the ones I watch. So, but YouTube doesn't understand that. YouTube's just like, you like this. We know you like this. Why are you telling us you don't like this? And because I watch a lot of anime clips, YouTube thinks I want to watch a particular category of anime clip, which some of you know as the everything wrong with style. Like everything wrong with the first season of something or other, whatever. I hate those. Hate those shows, y'all. I don't care about everything terrible. I don't care about everything wrong. I don't care about why it didn't work. If I don't like a show, I don't like a show. If I like a show, I like a show. And I never want to be told that I should be checking out something that I haven't watched, or that I shouldn't like something. I find that to be in poor taste, and I have no interest in it. And YouTube, I wish there was a thing you could type. I've said this on Twitter before. I wish there was a thing you could type into Twitter and be like, hey, no, none of these videos. No, don't recommend me things with this keyword because I don't want it. I don't believe they're ever going to do that because they want my money and my time and my effort. So they're not going to like let me get away with that. But one can dream, can't one? What if, right? What if YouTube did just like, you had a button where you could press and be like, don't tell me about these things. Like if I'm watching videos on YouTube about social change, about people who do those things, if I watch videos of that, hey, YouTube, I probably don't want to watch videos where people attack those people. Probably. I probably have no interest in attack videos on the people that I like on the internet. I probably have no interest in that at all, and they should stop telling me about those things. Eventually, you can, they get it. You can say enough, and they seem to understand where you're coming from, but it takes a long time to train YouTube's algorithms to benefit you better. All right, so I'm trying to put together this cloak as best I can with a piece that I dropped missing because I think I can do it without it. It'll just be a little wonky, but I'm trying to finish up because I'd like to assemble this as best I can before the stream is over because I have a hard deadline, hard out, 10 p.m. Because the stream can only be an hour tonight. My apologies. I wish I could stream longer, but I have a show to go do, and I have to do that show. That's just the way it is. I don't know why this isn't working how I would like it to, but it's not. and that's a bummer. I would like this to just work, and it doesn't seem to want to. We'll try it like that. See how that works. Yeah, so if there's anybody watching any anime, let me know. If there's anything other people have recommendations. I don't have Anime Strike right now. I got it for like a month, so I could watch, I could binge watch some stuff from last season. There were a couple shows that I had an interest in. The Danmaki side story. The how to pick up girls in a, is it okay to pick up girls in a dungeon or whatever stupid actual name it has. I wanted to watch the side story of that because Belle rules. I got a soft spot in my heart for characters that try very hard and get better because they're trying very hard. And no spoilers, he has an advantage. Belle has an advantage that others don't to get him super strong. But he still tries very hard. And I really think that's cool. And I love the premise of, just the very premise of just like, it's a world, it's an RPG world, but it's not one of those anime. It's not one of those anime where people were playing a video game and then got sucked into the video game. It's just an RPG-like world. With people playing the games, and I think that's that's not a video game. Let's just say it's not based on a video game. It's not an internal video game. It's just a game. It's just a series that takes place that's like an RPG where there's a dungeon and dungeon bosses and leveling up and lots of cool shit like that. And I think it's a cool series that I'm into. All right, so I dropped a piece. I'm going to take a sip of water here. I did that right in the stream. I apologize. Okay, I found my piece. So yeah, so I'm gonna try to finish up this build here real quick. Yeah. Yes, the leveling up and skill abilities are your goddess or god, like touches your back, and then you get a cool power up because of that, and it's basically like, oh, so I didn't think about this for a very long time, and then someone brought it up, and I was like, oh, you're right, and that's what they were trying to do. Basically, you have a character sheet on your back that only people in your guild are supposed to be able to see. And I think that's a cool, like, weird addition, is that you have, like, a character sheet. All right, so the thing that I can't do because I dropped the pieces, this wing is going to pop out all the time because I don't have the piece that lets it slide in there, which is fine. I'm going to cough and move the mic out of my way as I cough. Yeah, Danny, I didn't think about it being a character sheet for a really long time, and it made me feel stupid that I didn't realize that that's what they were doing, is that was a character sheet. I thought that was a cool touch. All right, so I'm going to pop back here. I like missed a step somewhere. I'm going to write that wrong. Okay, great. So we popped that in there. Yeah, anyway, I think that's enough anime talk. So, obviously, I dropped a piece, so these wings are going to pop in and out. But here's what it's supposed to do. And then it will pop out like this and curve around. And that's pretty cool. It'll curve around the body. And then it'll pop back there. And then it obviously lives like this. And the back, not obviously, but the back wings. And another piece fell. And then it kind of snaps in the back there, and it'll be like that. So instead of fiddling with all of this, I'm going to finish the Deathscythe in the next 8 minutes, and then we'll call it there. And then on Saturday at 8 p.m., I'll take some time, probably tomorrow evening while I'm just home, killing time. I will completely and totally assemble this, and then on Saturday at 8 p.m., when the stream picks up, I will display a complete 100% completed, all parts in the right spot. If I gotta add a little glue to it, I'll add a little glue to it. Deathscythe, that's finished, because little pieces are popping off, and as pieces pop off, more pieces pop off, and it's infuriating. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish the very last thing we gotta do with just enough time to finish up our Deathscythe, and we'll display it, as I said, on Saturday. The only steps left. The last steps in the book, right here. We're gonna build our scythe, or for some reason they're called beam scissors. That's stupid. Don't worry about it. It's a real dumb thing. It's the weapon. We're gonna build it. We got our pieces here. We got our scythe pieces. We got a sheet. We have 2 sheets we've never touched. We never touched these because, of course, they're only for the beam weapon. But we're going to make our beam scissors now. It's going to be pretty straightforward and a pretty quick build. If we go a little over 10, I don't mind it. I can be a little late to my next gig, but I do want to try to finish it here because y'all have been patient. We started an hour late. I've been a little out of it. It's been a busy week. I'm looking forward to Sunday when I only have work and I don't have something else, because I've had a lot of days of lots of things. It's good to be busy, but it's bad to be busy. All right, let me go over here. We get this piece off. That's B2. B goes into B2, goes into that. All right. Goes into that. Oh. I got quiet there. Apologize. There we go. I figured it out. That snapped in really particular. I wasn't expecting that to be as hard as it was. All right, B6 goes in. So yeah, that next stream Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. It'll be an hour and a half stream. We're going to start working on that model kit, the Lego kit. Our first Lego. I said model because I've been doing so many Gundams. It'll be a really nice change of pace to do that. I got my spreader, my tech, so I'll be able to talk tech on Saturday. The piece remover, we'll talk tech about that on Saturday. I've never used one. They didn't exist for the market in a way that I knew about when I was a kid and making things. So that's new. That's a new piece. But man, sometimes you get 2 pieces of Lego stuck together and they just don't want to come apart, and it's the most frustrating thing. Working them apart is a real pain. So it's awesome that there's a piece of tech that makes that not impossible. I'm very excited about that. It's a silly thing to be excited about, but I am. Because, like I said, I've never worked with one of those pieces before. So that's very cool. All right, so that's that. And then B7, we'll finish off B. All right. And so these nippers, they are Xuron, Exeron. I don't know. So they don't have a lot of spring back to them. They clip and kind of just snip. There is a little bit of a resistance bar on the side, but they don't lock or anything. I don't need them to have a lot of resistance because you're not cutting really thick wires. You're just cutting plastic off of plastic, So I don't want anything too strong because I don't want to break the plastic while I'm cutting it, because I've done that before. Yeah, I don't have to do a lot of X-Acto knife shaving with these because they get in close enough. I think the thing I like about them the most is that they're narrow. That's very important to me. But I really just went what was recommended. I just read Amazon reviews. I'm kind of a sucker for looking at like what people have been saying about a product and just kind of like going off that. But that's a great question. Oh yeah, the Gundam Planet do have good ones. Yeah, Gundam Planet's a great resource if you're doing Gunpla consistently, especially if you're doing it for like display purposes and you want to like have every piece count and every cut count. But if you're just doing home display and you don't really care, those clippers are good. And then either X-Acto knives or something like this, where you can kind of sand down your piece. I don't have an X-Acto knife because I am afraid I will cut myself on the stream. That is honestly the real reason I don't use an X-Acto knife on the stream is that I'm doing so much, and I'm already kind of like afraid that I'm gonna fuck up something. That the idea of cutting myself is a real concern on a stream. So that's why you don't see me using X-Acto knife on stream. So yeah, so I got these snipper clips, these little clippers. I got these on Amazon as well. Read the reviews when I did my last build because I didn't have the proper tools. And like I said, I got that Lego thing that lets you it helps you remove pieces if you made a mistake or if you have to go back and fix something. All right, and that's it. That's the last thing we have to build. There's our Deathscythe, and it's 10 p.m. Okay, so like I said, the next episode, which is going to be on Saturday, we will finish assembly. I will finish assembly. I'll put all the pieces together. I'll find that piece I dropped. That means that I can't have my wings together, and I'm going to do that. So yeah, so we finished our beam scissor, which is it's a beam scythe. Just call it a beam scythe. So we finished our beam scythe, and I'll put the hands together. I'll have them hold it. It'll look very similar to this, but probably not like this, because I probably won't be able to get that both right. But we'll finish up. And then we'll do some Lego. We're gonna do some Lego on Saturday. I can't tell you the last time I put together Lego that was a real kit. I'm gonna grab it again and show it off. We'll go back to camera, main cam. So this is we're gonna build this. I'm so excited about it. I know I'm giddy. That's stupid. But I can't wait to make it. Might have missed the announcement. This is our next build. Lego Ghostbusters. Movie version. Oh man, Kate's gonna be on that motorcycle. Gonna put Kate on that motorcycle. I'm so psyched about this. This is so cool. All right, so that's the next kit. We'll finish when we start the stream on Saturday. I'll have the Deathscythe assembled and we'll look at it. And then I'm gonna build Lego. And like, there's only 556 pieces, and so it's pretty small. So I hope I don't finish this on Saturday. I hope that I have some of next week to finish it. But next week I'll be streaming. Let me check my calendar right quick. Yeah, so I'll be streaming on the 24th. So I'll be on the 19th, this Saturday, 8 p.m. I'll be streaming on the 24th and the 26th, again, 8 p.m. So thank you for joining me. Thanks for watching the stream. That's going to do it for us. And I will see you again. And get building. Build some stuff and then talk to me about it on the stream. All right. Bye.